excited for the game Saturday. Obviously, it's a big game. First time in program history that College game days here for Alabama basketball. So, programs come little ways that they want to come here for a game, and it's obviously not the SEC championship, but it's going to go a long ways in determining who the SEC champion is in the regular season. So expect to have a great crowd, expect to have a great crowd for College game day. Crowds have been amazing this year, and it should be a great environment. But I will say this, we want to make sure that we're being respectful and considerate of our language and signs and everything for College game day and during the game. It's going to be a fun Saturday morning, fun Saturday night. We can have a ton of fun. Let's just try to remind the fans to be mindful of our language during both events, the College game day and the game at night, just to represent the University of Alabama, the state of Alabama, like it should be represented. So, but to get to the game, I mean, Tennessee's we're tied with them in first place. They're one of the best, they're the highest rated team in our league right now. They handle us pretty well at their place, so we're fortunate to be in a tie with them for first place with the way that they beat us at their place. So we've got to do things significantly better than the first time we played them. Number one being our turnovers. We're going to have to handle their physicality a lot better, take care of the ball a lot better. And obviously our defense has been a little bit of an issue all year. It's going to have to be great. Dalton Connect's, leading scorer in the league. He's the only player, I believe, in Division I this year that he's scored 35 or more points 4 times, which he's scoring the ball at a high level. I think that's the first time since 2019, 2020 that anybody in Power 6 basketball's done that, score 35 points or more 4 times in a year. So, his last game out, he kind of single-handedly took the game over, in the second part of the second half against Auburn and willed them to a win after Auburn had them down. So we got to be aware of him, but, they've got a really good team. Ziegler leads the league in assists. So, you put too much attention on Connect and you open the floor up for Ziegler. Adu's been very good inside. Again, you pay too much attention to Connect, and all of a sudden Adu starts hurting you. So it's not like this is a one-man band. Vescovy's been one of the best guards in this league for a long time. They took a very good team, one of the best teams in the league, added the leading scorer in the league to it and Connect, and now they've got a team that's, primed to get a 1 or a 2 seed, and I'm sure anything short of a Final Four run, they'd be disappointed with the end of the year. So it's a really good team we got coming in here with the SEC league title on the line.
Yeah, just wanted to see if you had an update on Latrell and how it progressed.
Yeah, so obviously with the head injuries, you can't rush it. He's going through workouts. It's really day-to-day based on meetings with Clark, our trainer, Dr. Bittner, our doctor, and the neurologist. And they say he's doing really well and he's getting much better, but it's not something a coach can just – when he can play, they're going to let me know he can play. So I don't have an answer yet on that, but hopefully it's here pretty quick.
Yeah, in what ways do you see this Tennessee team at all different, or ways they've improved since you last played them back in January?
Yeah, I mean, Connect's had some really big games since then. I think they're playing pretty fast, good in transition. I mean, this is a team that it's always been great defensively under Coach Barnes, and offensively they've gotten really good. And their last 11 wins, I think they've scored 80-plus points in 9 of them. You go back to last year, thinking their last 11 wins of the year. Last year they scored 80 or more in 1 of them. So it's a team whose offense has gotten extremely good to go with an elite-level defense, and now that's why teams are probably rightfully so talking about Final Four runs for this team, because they're that good on both sides of the ball.
I meant to ask this earlier this week, but have you ever been in a court storming, and how do you think that those should be disciplined?
That's a good question. We don't storm the court here. We expect to win big games. We've won a lot of big games here, and I actually love the fact that our fans are unbelievably great and give us a great environment during the game, and then act like we've been there and done that after we've beaten plenty of good teams in this building since I've been here. So I like the way it's been here. When I was at Buffalo, when we were ranked 14th in the country, playing in the MAC, there was top 25 team. You don't get very many home games against the top 25 team in the MAC, so we had some court stormings there. And we were involved with one last year when we were number one in the country at A&M. So what we did at A&M last year is, the league title had already been determined. So we had already won the league. We went there. We were trying to win. It's not like we gave them a win. But we let their staff know that if they ended up winning the game, which is what happened, if they ended up winning, that we were not going to stick around and shake hands, that we were getting off the court immediately, which is what happened. So we got everybody out as the buzzer was sounded and avoided any issues with the court storming. I mean, I'll say this, college sports is different than professional sports. The court storming, is something that's kind of lined up just with colleges. If players are getting hurt in it, they didn't do something about it. So whether it's, somehow eliminated, and we've done a great job here of never storming the court. Like I said, though, Alabama sports in general expects to win big games. Football's won a bunch of national championships. They had, 5 or 6 different sports have won national championships. We expect to win around here. Some other places that winning a big game doesn't happen very often, they feel like they need to celebrate. If you know what's coming, get the kids off the court. The handshake line at the end, it's not disrespectful, in my opinion, if you let them know before. I mean, we let Coach Williams know before that we weren't going to shake hands if they ended up winning the game, just to avoid any kind of situations like what happened last week.
When you look back at tape of the Tennessee loss in Knoxville, did that loss trace back to defense, or was it a lot more, involved in that?
It was defense was probably number one problem. Our turnovers on offense were probably equally as big of a problem. And when you turn the ball over 22 times and you're feeding their transition off your turnovers, and your defense isn't that good to begin with, now you got a real problem because you're not going against your set defense enough because you turn it over. Your set defense isn't good enough when they are going against it. And then when your defense isn't good enough, you're not getting out in transition, so you're not getting easy buckets, and it just becomes cyclical. You don't get stops. You're always taken out of the net. They have their defense set. They're super physical. They're into you. They're turning you over. They're getting easy buckets. Now we're going against a set defense all night. They're going, and it got very cyclical in a downward fashion, and it wasn't good. We've got to establish, we're going to take care of the ball. We're going to get our defense set. We need more stops. If we can get stops and get out in transition, and we're going against them when their defense isn't set, we're a lot better off. So it's a combination of a lot, but the turnovers and just the defensive focus, intensity, physicality, it wasn't there the first time.
Hey, Coach, in your first game against Tennessee, AD scored 19. And then the last game against Auburn, the front court was struggling a little bit defensively. Have y'all done maybe anything different defensively for the front court for this game, or how do you see that playing out?
Talked a little bit more about what we're going to have to do. I mean, I think Pringle's been really good here lately. I think he's going to be a little more primed and ready for the game. I think, some of our younger kids have grown up a little more. I told our freshmen, it's March now. We don't need you to be acting like freshmen. You need to look a lot more like sophomores. You played a whole season of basketball and have gotten a lot of reps. So hopefully Jaron, Mo Diabate will be a lot better for us. But, front court guys just got to be a little tougher. They got ducked in all night. And Adu's big and he's good, but we got to make it a little harder, and our guards got to do a little better job not letting the guards get it so deep and making it easy to just drop the ball in like they did last time either. But, yeah, we've talked about possible traps. and we've trapped from the baseline, from the top. We've done it different ways this year. I mean, we played some of the best bigs in the country with, back in the non-conference, we went 3 straight games where we had Edie and Kalkbrenner and then Balo from Arizona. So we've worked on some traps and we've revisited some of that stuff we'd done back then.
I was just curious on Latrell, if while he's been in this concussion protocol, if he can do conditioning work or do any kind of practice work.
Yeah, he's been doing that. So they've got a whole process that I don't know exactly how it all goes. The trainer handles that with the team doctor. But, yes, he's back doing basketball workouts and conditioning and all that. And they say it's going really well, so it should be any day here he's able to play games. Thanks, Coach. All right, thanks.